The talk about Godzilla vs. Kong is fading to the background. And I know what you're asking. I need more monsters! You need more of these giant beasts, those high-pitched screams, those bombastic action sequences with tons of explosions and CGI scattering around everywhere and everywhere. Trust me, I know the feeling. So, to fill your monster-hungry brains, here are 10 giant monster anime you should start binging right now. It's humans versus monsters. But this time, 3 average salarymen get thrown into the mix. Yep, you heard that right. It may feature some giant mechas, but in truth, it's your average day job worker trying to combat the corporate world. But this doesn't mean it's less interesting, of course. So if the name is the biggest problem for you here, what is the Dai Guard? Think of it as the very last iteration of the Gurren Lagann, and then send it to Earth to fight monsters. Yep, one giant monster versus aliens. If this doesn't give you those Pacific Rim vibes, then I don't know what will. Oh, and the action scenes are both climactic and hilarious. You'll know what I mean once you start watching the anime. Dragons? Who doesn't love dragons? As long as they don't burn cities and mass murder people, of course. But why limit yourself to just dragons? Bahamut has got all sorts of monsters popping up, plus a powerful female character, which is very rare in anime nowadays. The world of Rage of Bahamut is divided into 2. Part of it's owned by humans and the other by demons. This was in order to prevent the awakening of a demon beast named Bahamut. Now, nearly 2,000 years later, a woman named Amira appears with a god key, and now searches for her lost mother. She's aided by the bounty hunters Favaro Leon and Kaisa Lidfard. If you need a fast-paced adventure with dragons and monster slayers, then this is the show for you. Occult mystery shows are everyone's favorite, right? Who doesn't like getting back to those X-Files vibes, but with Japanese dubbing and large monsters? Kagewani provides just that, but with more suspense and horror. Sosuke Banba plans on investigating mysterious monster attacks around the world, but the more he dives deep into the mystery, the more he realizes about the real villains behind the attacks. Think of Kemono Jihen, but with more big creatures. Kagewani might not be the best detective show out there, but it can definitely suit the taste of all giant monster fans. The only bad thing here is that the episodes are only 7 minutes long. I mean, come on, that's like making a Godzilla movie only 30 minutes long. Of course, who doesn't like anything done by Ufotable? When you see those nice visuals blending in with some spectacular CGI, you practically pray to keep your schedule free to binge watch the anime. This was based on the video game series of the same name, and even though the story takes some twists and turns here and there, the setting remains the same. There are giant monsters called Aragami, and we have god eaters wielding god arcs who need to hunt them down. Sort of like the video game Code Vein, if you ask me. But you get superb action from Ufotable and giant monsters in every corner, so what more could you ask for? Now, this was the anime that was on everybody's lips when it got released. Not only did we get giant monsters, but we also got giant waifus in wedding dresses. Although the story fell down into the drain and gushed out in the last few arcs, the first few arcs did a great job of building up the setting and the characters around it. You could almost call this a less depressing version of Evangelion. It was one of the few mecha monster shows that takes its time to develop the characters and give them actual personalities. The show also brings in quite a lot of themes that are later explored during the middle of the season. And hey, we got Zero too. Even if you don't like monsters, you should like her. Need the Pacific Rim but with kids? SSSS.Gridman may have a weird title, but it is also much better when it comes to the action. The premise here is simple. A kid finds a large mecha robot named Gridman, and then uses it to find monsters. Oh, he also gets the help of other kids and forms the Gridman Alliance. If the premise sounds like those 1980s Transformers shows, don't let that stop you. Gridman's got some great action and also focuses on themes like youth and technology. Apart from the giant robot, you also get giant monsters, so that makes things more awesome. Even the character development may be a bit cliche at times, but by the end of the anime, you'll start to love all the characters. Need Pokemon but with giant monsters? Digimon won't give you pocket monsters, but it will give you some cool monster battles. It may feel less mature compared to anime like Darling in the Franxx and God Eater, but come on, why not dive into some artistic inspiration of monsters? It's about 7 kids who find such Digimon and go on an adventure. People may call it a Pokemon ripoff, and it may not have gotten a large Western fanbase like the Pokemon series, but it's still a great monster anime for anyone who needs to binge an adventure anime during this time. Think of it as a different version of Pokemon, but with way cooler monsters. Humanity vs. the King of Monsters? When does this story even get old? The big budget Hollywood blockbuster seems to do a great job with the source material, but when it has an anime adaptation, it means you get more flexibility with the action and animation. One young boy harbors a long grudge against the infamous Godzilla, and when the last remaining humans need to find habitat on Earth, it's up to him to lead the mission. Anyone who knows about the movies will know what to expect from this, and trust me, you're gonna get some great action you're never going to forget. Do you feel depressed? No? Want to know or see what depression looks like? Large naked ladies devouring human souls and people turning into orange juice with the end of the earth? Will you even believe me if I tell you that this all started because of one wrong call from the main character's dad? I know, and you thought your dad called at the wrong moment, but ignore the jokes for a moment. Evangelion has had an impact on the whole mecha monster genre and is one of the most iconic franchises in Japan. The angry tsundere, the shy boy, and the emotionless girl all getting together to fight monsters? You better tell me a better combination. Giants, racism, war, birds? Okay, perhaps not that last one, but you get the point. Attack on Titan has laid a huge impact on the anime industry ever since it got released in 2013. It's got action, it's got politics, monster hunting, and one main character going berserk and raising hell. If you've not watched Attack on Titan, then now's the best time to start binging it. The very final arc is getting its adaptation next winter, and the man vs. monster story is probably going to be one of the greatest anime of all time. You might go in expecting giant monsters, but then your jaw's gonna drop to the floor when a young kid makes a love confession on top of a wall, or when another kid decides the best way to solve problems is to start some good old genocide. So there goes 10 giant monster anime you should watch right now. If this doesn't already give you the Godzilla vibes, then I don't know what will. Let me know down below in the comment section if I missed your favorite anime, and also don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't joined our growing community, hit that subscribe button along with the bell notification to get an update whenever we upload a new video. With that said, hope you guys stay safe and stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.